What's up, Waiting to Wear family? It's Jaquan Ware.
And it's Asia Ware.
And we back.
Season 2, episode 2.
You did.
All right. Thank y'all so much. Before we even move forward, thank you so much for all of the love that you showed us on episode 1.
For sure.
Thank you for the comments.
The
thank you for the
feedback.
DMs,
Yeah.
the feedback. Thank you. We are just grateful that what God has for us to say is coming out the way He wants it to come out.
For sure.
All right. So you ready for episode 2?
Let's do it, man.
Okay. Episode 2. It's not worth it. It's really not. So let me just kick
Really
off
ain't.
always by reading the message. And so what we said is that when it's all said and done, was it ever even worth it?
Okay.
We often use the phrase "it wasn't even worth it" when we speak of a time and how we mishandled that time period, the time we have here on earth, or whatever it relates to. When trying to achieve anything, we go after what our flesh wants.
For sure.
Like what tastes good, what feels good, but things like that in that moment. And it typically leads us down a road of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And we end up back at square one, doing that thing all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we typically end with saying it wasn't even worth it.
Wasn't even worth it.
So let's talk about that. It's not worth it because the truth is it's harder to start over.
For sure.
When you start over, you're fighting that same battle twice. And I just want to start it off by saying this. Is there anybody listening and watching who wants to fight the same person twice?
For what?
I mean, and I'm talking like a person that already did you bad.
Yeah, fast.
Like, why?
Fast.
So let's jump into it. It's not even worth it. And we get this question and this topic when people say, like, I'm having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because think of it like this. You're already in the season of waiting, right? And you're having a day. You're having a day where it's a little bit harder than most days.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to literally talk yourself off that ledge,
Mm-hmm.
or you'll be saying this phrase, it wasn't worth it.
For sure.
So first, I want to talk about, before we even get to the meat of it, let's just have some dialogue. Let's just talk about those many seasons or those many phases we had during our wait.
I think we spoke about this before,
Yeah,
but I call it the 4th month.
we're just gonna call it that.
We're just gonna call it the 4th month.
Yeah,
When I ain't see no reward in it.
yeah,
When I ain't see no reward in waiting, and I woke up feeling some type way. I woke up feeling like I was gonna take control again,
yeah.
and
That was good.
I tried to put it on you, like, man, what we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see no reward in it. Okay,
Yeah.
at this point, it's like, what you doing it for?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking you dead in your face, like, man, like, come on, like, forget about it.
Yeah,
And again, like we always said, you stood on what you stood on. And I'm so glad I didn't do it,
yeah.
because I know I wouldn't be in this position that I am now in life
And you know it
And-
wasn't gonna be worth it.
at all. I would have literally said right after, I would have said, like, bro, that joint wasn't even worth it.
Yeah,
I was doing so good, bro. I was so proud of myself. Bro, after the 1st month, I was so happy of myself.
yeah. Super proud.
Now, the 4th month, and I just have a day, like you said, one of them moments, one of them, it's a moment, yeah, just one of them moments, and I would have just destroyed everything, and at the end of the day, I would have said, man, it was not even worth it.
Yeah,
Like, I know some guys that just hit me up off the Wait and Wear platform,
yeah,
and some of them slipped up.
yeah.
And some of them said, majority of them said, bro, it wasn't even worth it to do that. But I understand, bro. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
100%.
Them little moments, bro, changes everything. Like, that's just in life. Like, with abstaining first, like, them little moments just to take you off your pivot, bro, it can really destroy you.
And in that moment, you don't know that it's not worth it. Like, you're not even thinking that logic. And so that's why we have those calls where we talk to people and we respond to DMs, and we're saying it right now on episode 2.
Yeah.
That it's not worth it.
It's
because
really not.
You don't know in that moment, and you just never know. Us continuously saying it is gonna save somebody when they're in that season or in that moment, because they're thinking, okay, it's not even gonna be worth it. Like, you have to think about it. When you start building this relationship with God, it's as hard as it is, as all of the work that you've put in, like, you should be patting yourself on the back.
For sure.
You are doing it. You're doing the thing that most won't do. You're you're stepping out and trying it. And that thing just wants you to mess up so bad, wants you to fold so bad.
So bad.
And to think that you're going to have to start completely over. Over, we're not even talking like start your relationship with God over. We're talking trusting yourself again, trusting your gut again, believing that you can do it all over again. That's
hard.
It's the hard part.
It's hard.
Believing that you can do it was already hard to begin with. And you already had to get to that point where it's like, okay, I did it for 2 weeks. I can do it. And then this thing happens and it's like, can I do it?
Man, that's so... I'm over here just thinking, like, in the gym, right?
Yeah.
You in the gym, you working, you grinding. It's just that one day you slip up, you eat whatever you want to eat. You drink whatever you want to drink.
Yeah.
Now you laying in the bed eating some more stuff, then eating some more stuff, then eating some more stuff.
Yeah.
And then you step on that scale like you ain't did nothing. Like, I know I'm at the same weight. Man, you step on that scale, you gain what, 4-5 pounds?
Man.
And now you so discouraged. And now it is hard to go back in that gym and start all over. Because I don't want to start all over.
That was the word, discouraged.
I don't want to start all over, bro. I just did all the work. I just lost all these pounds.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it eating them hot fried, bro. It wasn't worth eating them imminent, like.
But that's the word, discouraged.
For sure.
Like, you get discouraged because you don't want to start over. I think the biggest thing that we can tell you is from experience. When you gain that, like when you get that relationship with you, because in that season, it's you versus you. And we've said that a million times.
For sure.
Right?
And you in it by yourself.
You're in it by yourself. I don't care if you have a partner with you. I don't care if your homegirl says she was gonna wait. At the end of the day, you don't know what she's doing. You don't know what he's like. It's your journey because this is your commitment with God, right?
Yeah.
And the hardest thing would be to regain the trust with yourself, because we know God forgives us, right? He forgives us. He still loves us, but now it's like, how do you feel about you? Because you go through that little phase where now you're downing you because, like, you said you could do it, now you can't do it. Even with the gym, like, you said you was gonna be consistent 30 days, it's only been 15, now you stop. Now, and then that momentum that you have to build back up, because there is a momentum. We talked about it a while ago when we talked about like commitment versus
excitement.
Excuse me. I could hold it. We talked about it a while ago when we talked about commitment versus excitement. Now we know that excitement is gonna fade, but like when you have it, stay focused because you have it. Like it's hard to get that thing back.
It's hard.
It's hard to get that thing back. And if you're in the season of waiting, if you're in the season of even thinking about just getting on the right path or building a relationship with God, then understand. And I think for me, this is what I had to tell myself, is like, I was almost willing to, like, and this is just a true story, I was almost willing to just be like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, because if I commit to this thing, I'm committed. I know me. Like, if I commit to this thing, I'm committed. So when Jaquan said it to me, for those of you who don't know the story, he came up to me at church and said, okay, we just gonna wait till marriage. What did I respond back?
She said, you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because in that state, I was kind of like, okay, now we can keep sinning, but if we say we're gonna do this thing, then we got to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're gonna be doing it, but I'm gonna do it. And so it's at that moment where you just really have to have a conversation with yourself. Like, tell yourself immediately that it's not worth it. Like, I'm telling you, once I commit to this thing, there's nothing that's gonna be worth diminishing my commitment.
Because I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Even during the walk, but I came up with a saying just for myself, like, when abstaining and just when I had those thoughts or just those feelings, I always told myself, this is your strength. It ain't no way I'm finna go have sex and lose my strength.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I didn't gain this strength.
Yeah.
So I'm not finna, like, even after the 4th month, like, I realized, like, about the excitement versus commitment. And I told y'all on the last episode, bro, like, I started off with excitement.
Yeah.
I started off with that. And then when that 4th month came around, when you told me, like, no, like, let's stand on this. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you encouraged me too. But that's when I fully committed. And it's no way I can hop off that. But did I have those feelings still? Did I have those moments still? Yes, I did. But did I fold? No, I didn't. And I'm telling you today, bro, don't fold. Because once you get in that mode where it's been 2-3 months, it's been the 4th month, he coming at you.
Yeah.
The enemy wants you to fold because he know that's your strength. You can't blind me. It's no way you can blind me now. Because sex is definitely blinding.
Yeah.
That's your strength. Don't come off of it. And I know it's hard, bro. I can relate. I can relate. I was one of them guys that didn't even think about waiting a marriage for sex. I love sex. Like, who don't? You know what I'm saying? But, bro, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It's not 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 worth it.
To even just go more in depth, like, when you decide, like I said, when as soon as you decide, you're deciding already the factor of that it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth messing this thing up. And it's more so, like, it's literally more so about the commitment that you made.
For sure.
Like, it's because you made this commitment. Like, and so that's why the battle is so internal, because you're now battling with yourself. You're now battling to see if you're capable of doing this thing. But I'm here to tell you, like, you are capable.
Easy
like
work.
It's not rocket science.
It's not.
If you've made it to 3 months, I promise you can make it to 6. If
Yep.
you've made it to 6, I promise you can do 8. If you
Yep.
made it to 8, you can do that year.
Yep.
And I remember we started telling our couples, so if you don't know, we get on a Zoom call with couples from Waiting with Where, and we started telling our couples, celebrate your wins.
even the small ones.
I do not care. You have to sell, because the world, they don't really understand this thing. And so you can't just wait for somebody to be like, oh my God, you waited a year or you waited a month.
They ain't gonna understand.
They're not gonna, and we thank God, like our family, we were very vocal about our wait. Like I said, God told us to share our journey. And so like on our 1 year, they surprised us with a cake.
Yeah.
I'm the person that's so not emotional, but I just was so emotional. Like I started crying and everything because that gesture was just so real. Like, but every situation is different. Everybody's not going to congratulate you. And so we started telling our people,
because they don't
understand. Because they're not doing it. And so when you hit that two week celebrate.
It's up.
That 1 month, celebrate.
It's up.
2 months, celebrate. Like, you have to, because you are telling yourself, girl, I am proud of you. Guy, I am proud of you. We did this. I did this, with or without someone knowing, whatever it is. But you have to sit in that season of
Gratitude.
because
sure.
like, you did it. And I think when we do that more, it's harder for us to just throw that
Quit.
all away. Like,
Exactly.
it's harder to quit, right?
Exactly.
It's very harder to quit, because if you think about it, like we gave the analogy of the gym, when you're going to the gym and you actually see
Results.
the results,
For sure.
it makes you want to keep going, right?
For sure.
But if you're going and it's like, girl, I don't even see nothing, your attitude towards it is real negative. Like, I ain't seen nothing. I've been doing it for 2 weeks. I'm still the same fat. I ain't, it's like, it's going to be easier for you to quit than a person who's going not seeing results, but they still feel better.
And
They feel better though. And
Them
so if
facts.
I gave up sex, I may not see, like, God ain't blessed me with $1 million, or God didn't send me the marriage and send me the man, but I feel better. So I'm acknowledging the feeling. My
feel better.
relationship with God is closer. Like, you have to start pinpointing those small things.
a word that just popped in my head while you were describing the gym situation was being intentional. Make sure you be intentional in this walk though. Like, just because you don't see the results, that don't mean that the results are. Just because you don't see the results, that don't mean you don't have results.
Yeah, right.
Because the 4th month, bro, that's just results. Did I see
In
results? No. Was it results in itself? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this walk is definitely an intentional walk though.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
for sure. And I think I want to just say, like, results and the reward is so subjective. Because
sure.
we've had someone DM us just recently and just saying, like, they've been waiting and it's just like they just don't see the reward. And we can too relate to that season, because we've said this on several podcasts where we didn't see the reward in that season, but it's so subjective, because it's like, what exactly are you expecting?
What are you looking for?
Like, what are you looking for? Because, I mean, during the wait, this man got blessed with a whole van. This man got blessed with knowing what his purpose was. Like, so it's like, what were you looking for? You know, even if you just wake up and have clarity, even if you wake up with a clear heart, like,
Rewards.
you have
Them
things,
rewards.
you know?
Them are rewards.
And it's just like, what exactly are you looking for in that season? Like, if it's like, oh, well, I'm waiting for my person to come, or I'm waiting, like, God didn't promise you that. And so we kind of put these things in our mind of like, okay, if I wait, this is going to happen. And that's just not how life works. Like, let's not even talk about waiting. If I do right by God, this is gonna happen. Like, that's just not the truth. Like, you can serve God and do X, Y, and Z, tithe and do this, and your spouse dies, right? Your kid dies, or health comes up, health issues come up. And that doesn't mean that you don't serve a good God. That doesn't mean like, so I did all of this stuff for nothing.
No.
It doesn't mean that.
And it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
man, God is just amazing. God is amazing. Even when he give you the results, he won't even let you see it at that moment.
And even when you get the results, those are still not the results.
It's so much
Like,
more.
even I remember like people literally saying to us when we got married and when we bought our house, because we did it in a 5-day gap. Like, we got married on the 1st, we closed on the 10th. And people were saying like, because of your weight, it's just, and I'm grateful for people to say that, like, no disregard to it, but that wasn't even the thing. You know, it was the thing that leads to the thing, and the thing that leads to the thing. Like, it wasn't like
And the
because
thing,
you waited,
like,
you got a van, right? Like, I got a house for you coming.
Exactly.
I got a marriage for you coming. I have a healthy marriage for you coming. I have this. Like, God just keeps going. You have no idea. And it's like, the thing is not even the thing.
Exactly.
And that's just the truth.
That's just the truth. So I hope you are encouraged and motivated by today's podcast. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You've been in it for too long. I don't even care if it's a week. That's big. You've been in it for too long to quit. You've been in too long to slip up. you just been in it too long. Like, you committed, and that's just the importance of it. Like, you committed to a thing that's just gonna set your life on fire.
You've committed to a thing that's way bigger than you.
It's way bigger than you, and when it's all said and done, bro, you gonna tell somebody else, like, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
For sure.
So
I just pray that this episode did what it needed to do. Somebody needed this episode today.
For sure.
Like, somebody just needed to hear that it's not worth it. And so this episode was simply to just encourage you to keep going. We love y'all. Do not forget to like this video, comment down below, share this video with someone else, because you don't know what it is that they need. They may need to hear this same exact message. Leave us a comment down below so that we can have some dialogue, and we will see y'all next week. Kisses.
You did.